If you chase two rabbits, you catch none. Hi guys, welcome back to Clare's Kingdom, where we talk facts, walk fierce, and remind the world that well-behaved women rarely make history.
You wake up, toast up, run around in it, flossing on it. This diamond, my diamond, this rock, my rock. I woke up like this. I woke up like this.
You don't need more ideas, you need focus, you need direction. So today guys, we are going to be exploring Law 23 from the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Make sure you guys read that book. Conceal your forces. So what does this mean? Sometimes in life we think we're stuck, we're behind, or maybe we are actually stuck, we're behind. You may feel lost, or maybe you think you're not doing enough, or maybe you think you need to add more things to your routine. Let's say you're going to the gym and you've been doing it for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and you think there's no improvement, but in reality your attention is just scattered, especially if you're changing your routine every other week. Or let's say you try a diet, you try that diet for a few weeks, and then you try to change it to another diet, or add another diet, or you add another regimen, or you add another supplement. And this can be applied across the boards with your career, with your lifestyle, with your self-care, your skincare. I know when you go online right now, there's so many different advice you can take in regards to your hair or your skin or your diet, and people will tell you different things about the same thing, which can make you end up falling in the trap of trying to do everything instead of picking one or two things, or 2 to 4 things to really look in and focus on. So sometimes it's not about starting another business, or starting another diet, or starting another weight loss journey. Sometimes it's just about refining what you have already done or you already have. So when we come to talking about concealing your forces, this means intentionally putting your attention, your focus on 2 to 3 things. Or if you want to be more specific, you can pick one goal for each area of your life. So for example, you can pick a personal goal, a career or business goal, an academic or educational goal, a physical goal, a financial goal, and you can pick a spiritual goal if you're into religion or a higher source. You can pick a goal for that. And what doing this does, it allows you to focus on precisely what you said you're going to focus on. Because even I know for me, it's so easy for me, for example, if I focus on a business venture, but then I want to focus on maybe getting a certain job, or then I want to focus on building my gym body, but then I'd also want to focus on getting steps or focus on content creating. Like, it's very easy to have all these goals, and there's nothing wrong with having many goals, but you need to be able to pick the most relevant ones, or the ones that you're able to focus on today and that actively build your future, actively are bringing you closer to the life that you want. So I'm going to say, when it comes to concealing your forces, discipline and consistency are your best friends. Sometimes it's not about what you're doing, it's how long you're doing it. You can't expect to start a routine, start a job, start a YouTube channel or content creation, whatever the case may be. You can't do that for a few months, maybe even a year or years, and expect things to happen if you keep changing your direction, you keep changing your message, you keep changing your person. Like, you need to be consistent. You need to find what suits you, find your expression, find the goal, and stick to it. Like at the start of the video, I said, chase 2 rabbits and you catch none. That quote has kept me so grounded, because it reminds you that in life, if you try to put your attention, if your attention is split, if your focus is split, you're not going to get any of it. It's better for you to pick one goal, one direction, and go towards it fully, rather than scattering it. And I know this is a very controversial take, so of course take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt, because this doesn't mean pick one area of your life and drop everything. Like I said, this could apply to one goal, to different areas. It just simply means stop scattering your attention. Stop trying to go left and right at the same time. If you try to put those directions into any sort of device, any tracking device, or any sort of technology, if you try to tell it to go left and right, the whole thing will malfunction. In the same way, as humans, we need to be able to pick a direction and make sure everything else is coherent with that. So if you want to go left, you need to make sure everything around that, your goals, your lifestyle, supports that direction. You can't say you want to go left, but then your lifestyle, your habits, your behaviors are pointing towards right. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I'll also say, use your time of solitude and your time or your seasons of loneliness to perfect your craft. So again, don't waste times of being alone, being friendless, being single. Don't waste these times, don't waste these years. Or even if you find yourself being in a relationship, married with kids, or whatever your case may be, whatever predicament you find yourself today watching this video, even those small moments of silence, those moments you have alone, use that to perfect your craft. Work on that skill, work on that hobby, work on that business, work on that social media page. Use that time to get ahead. You know, I always say that today I live the life that no one lives, so that tomorrow I live the life that no one can't. So yeah, another thing is, don't switch your routine. I think I mentioned this earlier. Don't switch your routine or your method just because other people may be doing things differently, or maybe someone else is doing something else and they seem to be going ahead or going ahead of you, even if you think you've done something longer. For instance, for me as a content creator, not even just on YouTube, but just in life, because I've actually done this thing a few times, and it's very easy to see people go viral, see people getting attention or getting engagement in certain moments, certain scenarios, but going viral, or even when we see social media, when we see our peers, we see people traveling, living life, you know, just doing things that you may not be in a position to do yet. And it's so easy to get caught up in that. But you need to remember that. And one thing that I remind myself is that what I'm building, the life I'm building, the platform I'm building is timeless. It's not based on trends. It's not based on what's going viral right now. It's not based on the news. It's not based on what everyone's talking about. It's based on timeless knowledge. It's based on timeless life experiences that generations to come will be able to relate. Generations to come will be able to take from it. But what you find today, that a lot of people are building platforms or brands or social media pages that are trendy, relevant to the times. But what you're building, it may be taking longer because it's being slow cooked. It's being built on a steady foundation. I love the example of a skyscraper. You know, usually when people build houses, they start on the flat ground and they build the houses up. But when it comes to skyscrapers, they dig into the ground first, and they dig and dig and dig into the ground until they can start building. And when they start building the skyscraper, it's not visible because they start deeper within the ground. And that's reflective of people, the person watching this, the person listening to this. That's exactly how it looks like, especially as a powerful person. Your life is being built like a skyscraper. So sometimes it looks like instead of progressing, it may even look like you're regressing, or it can even look like you're not moving, or it can look like things are taking longer. Things are slower for you, things that everyone else seems to get so easily. And Lord knows I relate to that. Like, things people just get handed to them. It's like for some reason it feels like you have to work for it, or it feels like you have to put in twice or even thrice the effort to get it. But there's a purpose and there's a reason for that. And guess what? By the time that skyscraper is finished building, it's the tallest building of them all. All those houses that were built, all those malls that were built so quickly, I mean, compared to the skyscraper. And now the skyscraper, while it was being built in the ground, it probably thought, wow, like, how are my peers already growing these beautiful houses, these beautiful penthouses? But as soon as that skyscraper was done, it's done. It's literally the tallest and the most striking of the buildings. Like, when you walk into a city, I'm sure if you've been to, or you've seen like New York City, or you've seen like buildings in London, what are the buildings that stand out? It's the tallest buildings, it's the skyscrapers. Those are the ones that stand out. And that's the beautiful story, and that's the beautiful result of what happens when you conceal your forces. You keep focused, you keep working at your path, keep working at your craft, and remembering that the life that you're building today, or the life that you're living today, is securing the life that you want tomorrow. And you know it's real when it's not based on one viral moment, or on taking shortcuts, or just trying to be trendy, or doing what everyone else is doing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick breakdown of Law 23. Comment down below your thoughts. What things are you guys going to be focusing on month, or this coming months or years? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I woke up like this, we flawless. Ladies, tell them I woke up like this. I woke up like this, we flawless. Ladies,